Nigga, sometimes your life be so messy. It seems like anything you try to do is just like spill something here. You know, it's too hot in the room. I gotta open up the window. What's going on, viewer? It's so hot in here. Gotta open up the window. You know what I'm saying? It's like sometimes life be feeling real messy. You know what I'm saying? And when you start to organize, like right now, I'm folding this. It be the little things, to be honest. It be the little things, man, that really pose the biggest threat. You dig what I'm saying? We got a good video though that we are not going to sit around. We're not going to sit around and waste time in this video. What's up? What's up? What's up? Let me see. Let me see, man. Premeditated Riz. So first of all, first thing I want to say is I personally, right, have no problem at all with premeditated riz. I have no problem at all with premeditated riz. I want to start this video off by going ahead and letting y'all know that I actually believe that the word pre is a word that guys need to really look at. I really got headphones. Should I put the headphones in or do I sound okay? Go ahead and like the video if you in here. I cheated on my boo thing at the end of November and told her at the beginning of December. What's up, Sky? Everybody in here, sub up right now. Sub up. Sub the fuck up. Yo, what's up, your boy? Y'all hear me just fine, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and sub up if you're new to the channel. I'm a lifestyle dating coach. I go by GL Dub, game like Will. And this is obviously about game for y'all to have game like me, Will. What's up, Sammy? So I'm gonna just call you I or is. I'm gonna just call. I don't know what I'm gonna call you I. I says, yeah, perfect question for me for sure. I'm about to answer you. Everybody sub up, hit that like button, man. Go ahead, man. Get me in the algorithm, man. You know what I'm saying? We really about to take off, take over, and do what we can to do. Um, so anyway, bro says I cheated on my boo thing at the end of November. Uh, appreciate you. And told her at the beginning of December, November, December. And now 3 days ago, it seems like she left me for good. Um, how do I get her back? Well, you don't. You move on. Because what I want to ask you is why do you feel like she left you for good? Like, what's the indicator that she left you for good? Thank you for the likes, everybody. Welcome. What's up, Nicholas J? How you feeling today? Everybody go ahead and sub up. You know what I'm saying? I'll make sure I tell all y'all to sub up, man. Very important. Hit that like button. Do all that good stuff. trying to push out into the algorithm and things of that nature. And by the way, this video was about premeditated riz, but we're gonna answer y'all questions if y'all got those. Yo, what's up, Kay? I'm about to read what you said next, bro. But Nicholas says you look like a cool dude. Appreciate that, brother. Appreciate that, man. What do you do most of your time? I chill, I chill, and I chill, and I vibe, and I premeditate, which is crazy. Is with the video, I premeditate certain moves that need to be made in life and on the chessboard of life. I play chess. I like to do yoga. Well, I'm interested in taking that further. Um, I believe everything is premeditated. Everything is done from the mind first. So if you could think it, then you could do it. Yeah, you need to, you need to come get scraped. That's what you need to do. You need to get scraped, man. Cause that's all I play. I play like 20 games a day, 10 games a day. That's what I do. So you gotta get scraped eventually, man. Add me on Instagram at Willard Chosen. Willard Chosen. Will ARD Chosen. And get scraped. Um, Kai says, it's my friend's birthday. Can you please send my congratulations? His name is Galoviach Lena. Happy B-Day to you, man. Um, I says, I don't know. We went on a nice date on Saturday. That's pretty recent, right? That's a couple days ago. Like you said, like right before you felt like the situation took place. Um, she slept over on Sunday. Then Sunday morning, she said she didn't want to be with me. So she told you to your face. So what can you do about that? You see what I'm saying? What can you do about that? All you could do is say, why? Or what's up? Like, you know what I'm saying? But don't lose your cool. And again, that has a lot to do with energy. And I guess that's my NO, and my thing that I'm all about is keep your energy in a good space. And this is gonna all contribute to you getting her back if that's really, really what that's what you think you want, but you don't know what you want because you only know what you want from the life that you live today, but you don't know what you're gonna want a month from now, right? You subscribe to my channel, you're not the same person you are when you're in a lack of abundance than when you are in abundance. I'm not, nobody is. Nobody's the same person when they're in abundance versus a lack, right? It could be the same day, like earlier today, I was out and I was thinking to myself, like, damn, I feel bored. I don't really feel like myself, blah, blah. But like when you got game, you push through certain shit. You see what I'm saying? And when you push through certain shit, it's like, it's not about force, but it's about showing yourself that you love yourself, if that makes sense. Like, it's about consistency of character. So like you stay, you know, you like when with your situation, like I said, you could tell her like, yo, what's up? I want you, whatever the case. But like the way women operate, bro, they wouldn't even play with you like that if they didn't mean it. So it's like, and I'm very big on like subtle communication. So even if I'm just approaching a chick for the first time and she don't stop walking while I'm approaching her, I feel like she's like not interested. Like I approached a chick yesterday and she was just open, very nice, very yielding, very respectful, just open. Everything I said, she was receptive in agreement with what the fuck I was saying. That's high interest. And you don't gotta be a millionaire. You don't gotta be Drake. You don't gotta be Chris Brown. You don't gotta be. You just gotta have some willingness. You gotta have a willingness, and I hate to say it, like a willingness to emote. That's what like a DHV, that mystery always talks about, the pickup artist. But like that's kind of what it is. Like when you love yourself, you naturally emit that frequency. So like when you're doing, and this is why it's hard to have game. That's why I try to teach it, but it's really like you gotta literally like approach. I tell you, I approach 5 to 10 women a day, because when you're really doing for yourself, look, you ever heard the saying, "God blesses the child that can hold his own"? That's literally facts, because it doesn't have to. When you hear that saying, when I was younger, I would think of like a young person who like know how to get jobs and know how to do this and know how to do that. But it ain't even that. It's like it's you stepping into who you genuinely are, and in a way where nobody can't tell you nothing. A woman will never leave you if she can't leave you. You can't let a woman feel as, because they move off of feelings, and they have to be, they can't leave you if you're winning. Because how are you leaving somebody that's elevating? Thank you for the likes. How are you leaving me if I'm going, ever since you met me, I knew me well enough to keep going up like this. And so when you meet a woman, you can't show your hand that you really like her. I think that's a big a mistake, but B, a red flag for the woman, because it lets them know that, damn, I want a guy that be able to be masculine enough to mask his emotions a little bit. I know a lot of people nowadays, I seen someone on Instagram earlier talking about, oh, it's so important that guys embrace their feelings, which is true, right? Obviously, like you don't hold your feelings down. But in the same breath, I was sitting there watching that shit. I'm like, I don't know if, like, yeah, you should, when no one's looking, like punch the air and rage and shit like that. But like, it's certain situations that, just to be frank, like, if not only from if I seen somebody doing this shit, but just on a biological survival of the fittest type of mindset, there's certain situations where it's better to not show what you feel. And we know this based on history, based on biology, or whatever we call it, dating. If you're me becoming a dating coach, it's clear as day. Like I remember talking to my mom and my aunt, and they're talking about guys need to show their feelings, and I'm like, no, they don't. Even though I would have said that in the past, like men got feelings too, and blah 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 blah, and women don't understand, and all of those things are true. Women don't understand what it's like to be a guy, but that's not their. It's our job. Despite how you grew up, despite who was around to help you figure it out, I'm to a point where I don't give a fuck. Once I figure something out, I'm done talking about it. I know it. I figured it out. Even the other day, I'm gonna give y'all one last example on this topic, because this shit is real. The other day, there's this woman I know, and I be talking to her sometime, and she be kind of like, she older than me, so she be trying to like kind of act like a big sister or a family member to me, and I be letting her do it. But at the same time, I'm like, bro, I'm 29, like I'm a grown man, so it's like, you a woman, like I know you know a lot and you got experience, and some shit she say I really do respect, but at the same time, even me allowing someone to think that they're telling me something, it's like, bro, that shit not even the real, like, you feel me? Because there's a lot of shit I did without people telling me anything that got me further than whatever it is. So it's like, I always try to tell y'all that, and I said this in the past to somebody else, bro. It's really, really important that y'all as men think for yourselves, and if y'all have to have a risk mindset. That's what it really is, why guys can't get no pussy. They don't think, like, they don't have a risk mindset. So like they cut off the risk, but it's the risk that when the woman see a man that actually has some risk in his life, whether it's 15% of it, 10%, but he got some left, two things gonna happen. She either gonna talk you or trick you or test you, and if you fail, you're gonna become a pussy, or you're going to actually triumph that bitch, and you're gonna say something that's gonna make her see that you really like, oh, he fit for the world. Because women really do test guys on that level. Like either you fit for the world or you not. They really are the standard. And when I say that, it's not like they're the standard as if you got to go up to them for them to tell you if you're fit for the world, because they're not going to verbally tell you, because that's not how they test you. They're going to test you by rejecting you or trying to tell you what's best for you or some type of feminine whoa or some type of feminine wow. And if you're not aware, because that's really all it is mental gymnastics. If you're not aware, then you lose off general principle. They don't even got nothing to do with physicality. Yeah, a woman want to feel your physical masculine, but you can't. If you're weak in the mind, then your body won't even be stoic at all. As above, as below. If your mind is strong, your body's gonna follow. People gonna feel that. So it's not even your masculinity gonna be intact. So you don't even gotta think about that. But to go back to the main point before I go forward, you gotta understand that being tested is just a part of the game. Now, bro said, yeah, she told you she didn't want to be with you. And that's another thing. Why do you believe her? If you really a player, and I know you're new to the channel, you don't believe that. You don't want to be with me. Why are you in my face? Why are we so close? Why are you talking to me? Why are you here? And then telling me something so foreign, something so far, something so aloof, something so direct, like a man would. It's something fishy about this. My man instincts, my spidey senses is not going to allow me to take woman's face value. See, men don't. Hold on. I'm cooking. Men don't take women's face value, and that's the thing I'm trying to get y'all to realize. They don't. Beta males do. Oh, I got a boyfriend. Oh, I'm a good girl. Oh, I'm this, I'm that. And you take it like a kid taking candy on Halloween. You take it because you don't know no better. You don't know that the Halloween candy got little fucking razors in it and it's bad for your health. You're a kid, you're naive, you're green. So when a woman tells me things like, I don't want you no more, I'm leaving you. Wait, hold on. You're being too direct. That's how men talk. Something ain't right about that. She might be trying to cut me off, but she ain't got that type of power. She got the power because you lack the power. But you don't get a power from a woman directly by talking common sense to her, because they don't got common, like, I don't want to say they don't got common sense, but they got a different type of they're women. They're not men. They don't got man's common. Men and women got two different types of common sense. What is good for us is bad for them. What's bad for them is good for us. You see what I'm saying? So it's like us being players and fucking a lot of chicks is good for us. Literally. I feel like it makes you healthier, stronger, all type of shit. But like for a woman, it might be the same, like low key, because like she's getting experience, and like this could be like healthy. It could be healthy too to like expand and like become sexually like learn your body and do all that good shit. But like at the same time, it's better. It's like for men, it's almost like a double standard, and that doesn't mean there's no flaws that come behind the shit. It just mean if you're really gamed up, you're not gonna talk to a woman like you talk to your homies. You're not gonna do that because you know that women, they are different. When I talk to my homies, they say something and they mean it, and it actually is what they said. They don't be lying. Niggas don't be lying. But a girl that like you, she gonna say some shit to see if you fall for the shit, and it's nothing but a smoking mirror. Oh, I got a boyfriend. Oh, I don't really think I like you like that no more. What the fuck you mean you don't think you like me? Either you do or you don't. How you gonna put a think in between? Like, sometimes I listen to my mom talk, and I did this shit for like years, and she just to say like, I think I'm gonna move. Like she'll always put the word think in between everything. I'm like, I know you're lying, cause like I've been sitting here listening. You say I think I'm gonna do shit, and I used to believe it. Like it used to kind of move me when she would say things like that. Like, oh, I think I'm gonna do this, and I'll really be like, oh shit, like we might be moving. But then it hit me like, damn. Every time she put the word I think in before something, it's more of a she's being more of a shock jock than an actual truth teller. You know what I'm saying? They're just trying to scare you or rile you up. But I'm telling you, if she really looked you in your eye after spending the night with you and told you that, that's weird. But you just gotta let her go, bro. I'm gonna keep that shit a buck, bro. Cause like it's too many women out here, bro. So it's like that's really where my mind at with it. I don't know where your mind at with it, but that's where my mind at with it, bro. My boy Nick Jenkins saying, I know everything I need to know. Same here, buddy. Okay. Yeah, man. Type shit. Oh, what's up, Serena? Can you sing me happy birthday? I'm sorry, I can't do that. How was your day going? Cool, man. If it if it's going good for you, if it's going good, good for you. I guess that's what you're trying to say. Yeah, man, it's a regular day, man, for me, man. I'll try to tell y'all, man, energy is everything. And that's why it's so hard for people to learn game because when we were starting this video off, we was talking about premeditated riz. And what the word premeditated means is beforehand. Beforehand. So Will, what the fuck are you talking about, man? We don't understand that dumb shit you talking about. Well, what I'm saying is before I go on a date, right? Say I got a date coming in a couple of days. Before I go on the date, I want to already be asking myself what I'm going to do. What's letter A, number one? What am I going to do? Letter A, number two. What am I going to do? Number three. Letter B, one, two, three. C, one, two, three. Listen, all you guys on the internet who think y'all got game and think y'all too good to write some shit down, man, I don't give a damn about y'all. I'm telling you right now, I've been doing improv all my life. I've been talking to women, I've been kissing women on the neck, I've been doing all that escalation shit way before I knew anything about any game, so I just don't give a fuck. But I do understand that as you hit 18 and up, threshold is like you gotta have more game because it's about a true bond or a true connection. And for me, I can't speak for y'all, whatever, whoever think whatever, but for me, it's really about that, bro. It's not about sex, even though obviously we're sexual creatures, whatever the case, but it's genuinely about connection. And if that's really how you feel, then you're in the right place, whoever's listening. And that's really what it is. And if I take a woman from the she set up the date or she agrees to, oh, I'm free this weekend, whatever, and we set things up, I want to already have my GLW, game like will, date, cheat sheet, how I'm going to move on a date. At the end of the day, just a little structure because I'm a free style minded type of guy. So I like to be myself. And like if we go to the beach, we go here, there, I like to be able to vibe and say whatever comes to my mind. And also, just a little piece of game for y'all who want to know what to say on a date. You just talk about shit that you're interested in. You know, when you don't know what to say. When you don't know what to say, talk about something you're interested in. Like when you don't, that's when in doubt. You know what I'm saying? When in doubt, talk about something, especially if it's something between y'all two that y'all already talked about. I always tell y'all that I'm interested in yoga. You know what I'm saying? That's something I fuck with. So why wouldn't I, especially if it's a chick that Um, say I do a picnic, the same setup from a picnic and a date is the same thing. A fucking towel, you sitting on a towel with a bitch. You see what I'm saying? It's the same setup. So, you know, you can kick shit about what you're interested in. That's really how women really, oh shit, this guy actually got things that's, you know, in competition with. Like, I gotta fight for his, you feel me? He got other shit he really care about outside of me, you know what I'm saying? And that's, it's vital. It's vital that you guys understand that shit. YouTube, right? Talk about that. Talk about, you know, talk about anything, like, you know what I'm saying? But just keep an open mind. That's one thing I try to do with life in general. Just keep an open mind because at the end of the day, this is why this video is called Premeditated Riz, because you really can't predict what's a turnoff or not. So you really have to actually just be yourself and have like a broad stroke of like like you just gotta just talk. And you gotta trust yourself, man, because I'm telling y'all, I know it's different for everybody because everybody don't got a mouthpiece. I'm not saying I do got one, but I'm just saying I've invested in myself in the past to where I know what I got a healthy perspective of what's corny and what's not. And it's a lot of things that's not corny. That's why y'all mouthpiece be so bad, because it's a lot of things that's not corny. And as long as if you can develop a range or idea of what's not corny, which is nothing's really corny. Cause think about it, like I said, if I'm talking to the homies, I don't gotta bribe them to like me. You see what I'm saying? Like, motherfucker already just see your image and they make up in their mind if they're gonna agree with the shit that come out your mouth or not. And that's the same thing. Y'all gotta understand human beings across the board. So it's like, yeah, there's a lot of the thing I feel like about guys is they get so fixated on, am I saying the right thing? And it's so easy because it happens subconsciously, right? That you get fixated in that. I always tell y'all to have at least 3 stories in your pocket. I'm saying 3 short stories, demonstrate higher value stories, DHV stories. And like I said, besides that, talk about what you're interested in. Talk about the present. Stay in the present moment. Like, if I see her and she looking nice, you could mention something, but you could just keep that shit casual. Like, act like you've been there before, because I have been there before. A lot of y'all have, but like, that's the mind frame you gotta have. Like, bro, like, this shit's regular. This shit easy. You know what I'm saying? This ain't nothing different. You know what I'm saying? And even if that's a lie, you haven't been there before, you're not experienced, look at it as this is a situation for the next situation. So either way it go, your mind never loses. You never lose that wavelength of like that frame of mind. You're like, okay, I'm figuring it out. But at the same time, you got to ask yourself, what can I say that's really whack, and what can I say that's not? See what I'm saying? No one's there to hold your hand every step of the way. It's genuinely just you saying whatever comes in your mind sometimes, bro. And that's called improv or ad lib. Now, when you look at these 2 words, improv, ad lib, and then you look at the word premeditated, those are 3 different words, but they all got something to do with each other. Premeditated mean I sat back and I thought before I went on a date, what was it that I felt would hit her emotionally before I went out. Improv means, hey, I trust myself as game like Will to be able to, when I don't know what the fuck to say, I'ma just live in the moment and say whatever the fuck I feel like saying, because that's what a real top G gonna do. Number 3, ad lib. It's the same thing as improv. You know what I'm saying? Like, you trust yourself, bro. And that's the thing, the key word of this video, trust, bro. You gotta trust yourself. And that's why I say you're either always in abundance or in a scarcity. It's no in between. Because it's either you trust yourself or you don't. A lot of guys think like, oh, I'm a partially trust. No, it's how can you partially trust yourself? Because the fact that I'm going out on the date in the first place is already signaling to the creature across from me that I trust myself. How many guys are not even doing that, going on a date? The the day that you're walking out the crib to go on a date, you gotta really take a second to think to yourself, how many guys are not even talking to women at all? And that should give you perspective to say like, yo, you know what? Uh, Obviously, I trust myself enough to be at this point, right? So what's the difference between this point and the next point? A couple laughs, a couple jokes, a little sexual tension, and I got a new product that I'm working on called what you call it? Escalate to activate. Escalate to activate. Now let's take a moment to just look at that real quick, right? So I call it ETA. Escalate to activate. Say I'm gonna do that at B1. So I wanna say A1 is meeting her, talking to her, make her laugh. A2 is like walk with her to the fucking place where we're gonna go have the picnic. A3 is say some other shit to make her laugh, or make her smile at that point or whatever. Hit on a different type of emotion. And then say like B1, I'm gonna go a little flirty. Remember, flirtation and sexual tension are the same under the same thing. It's the queen's what's one called? It's the queen on the chessboard. Flirtation and sexual. I haven't talked like this in a while, but it never changed. So you start flirting, saying some flirtatious shit, whatever, and giving off that flirtatious vibe. And I'm gonna keep it a buck. At this point, bro, it ain't nothing for me to go ahead and take my hand and put it around her waist or tell her come closer or something like that because it's already you gotta understand, and this is one thing I want to point out, and this is for my product ETA, escalate to activate. You gotta understand that women want to be touched. Let me write that down real quick. Women wanna be touched. Now I'm giving y'all some game, man. Women want to be touched. And so because they want to be touched, because think about it. Why are you on a date with me? Let's do the math. Let's do the math, fellas. Let's really think logically. I know emotions can be pretty evasive, but let's kick them bitches out right now and think about logic. Why is she on a date with Game like Will? She don't want to be touched, but she want to be on a date. Hmm. Let's logically look. Logically look at that. Why would a woman want to be on a date but does not want to be touched? Now, what's even funnier, if we look at the Guinness Book of World Records, there's probably have never been no woman in ancient history who have went on a date and was like, "Don't touch me, motherfucker." That shit, hey, I ain't never see it. I'm sure y'all have never seen it. I'm sure it has never been seen. So, where do guys get this bullshit? You know what I'm saying? Where do guys get it? All right, that's some bullshit. And that's what I'm trying to tell y'all, man. Women want to be touched. Y'all don't have to overthink that shit. Y'all don't have to overthink that shit, bro. Y'all don't have to overthink. So at B1, you're gonna escalate to activate. And what do you want to activate? A feeling. A feeling. Some type of feeling. Where you activate her feelings when you say, oh, come a little closer. Move your chair right next to me. Da 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 da. You're activating a feeling or an emotion or whatever the fuck it is. And ultimately, leadership, just to give y'all a more different word, she's going to see leadership. You know how attractive that is for a woman to see leadership on a date? You don't even got to physically touch a bitch if she see that. If she sees a leader in front of her, you don't even have to physically do shit. But the physically, unfortunately, is going to be connected. Because at some point, it's like, okay, y'all on a date, y'all drinking fucking mocha choca locas and shit. And you are talking, yeah, the conversation within itself. But you got to remember, whoever's watching, thank you for the likes. You got to remember that physical touch is actually our first language before verbal communication. This is all new. I've only been alive for 30 years, right? And our parents only been alive for 50 years or some shit. We only remember back to slavery. We don't remember the fucking caveman days. It was physical touch. It was physical touch. Leadership. Oh, nah. To your daughter, nah, baby girl, don't go this way, walk that way. But it was no verbal communication. It was a physical touch to symbolize a certain form of respect. So when you first meet a chick and you shake her hand, you're really hitting on something that's prehistoric inside of her. You really are. That's why a nigga who do it is naturally differentiating himself off the bat. And that's why he's being what? A traditional man. That's why he's being a gentleman. How is it that a guy that's touching a woman is being more gentle than a guy who's actually just talking? Because when y'all talk, y'all trying to riz her and all this dumb shit. But y'all not trying to be gentlemen. Gonna be suave. Because the riz looks better on top of being a gentleman. But if you just rizzing, cool. But it's just like don't expect the same type of what you gonna call it? A girl could get turned on though either way. But I'm just saying, because if you got a mouthpiece and you come in with some creative game, a chick could really. Thank you for the likes. A chick gonna put two and two together. You know what I'm saying? But I'm telling y'all, everybody don't got the same level of mouthpiece, which is very important for me to point out because a lot of y'all feel like y'all gotta have a certain standard of a mouthpiece. Y'all like, oh, I gotta have some type of game, like everything I say gotta be like fucking. It gotta be so creative, man. It gotta be so cool, and you gotta like. It's not even that. It's a lot more so of the. For me, I've seen like. Yeah, that those things like know how to flirt, it matters, but like what really matters is like showing that you're interested in who's across from you, you know what I'm saying? Acting as if you give a fuck, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not saying you have to give a fuck, but at least act like you give a fuck. I said that in a video a while ago, like bro, like that's like going to a job interview and you're like, man, I'm going to Target, and you're like, man, like fuck Target, like, cause that generally that's really how a lot of y'all feel. But like, or fuck Wendy's, man. I don't want to work at this dumb shit. Or fuck Amazon, right? But when you go on an interview, you gotta at least act. You know, act the part. Act like you give a fuck about this shit. And you know in the back of your mind, like, man, I'm about to just use them for like the first paycheck and then I'm out. But like, you still know, like, if I want what I want, I gotta act the part. And I'm not telling y'all to be fake or phony, but I'm saying like, bruh, y'all have to train yourself to be interested at this point because y'all gotta realize, bro, the way the world is built in a way to deactivate the part of you that is actually attractive to women. So it's like A lot of y'all are not just beta, y'all are cooked to be a beta. So it's like the way the food, I always say the same shit. The food, the drugs, the environment y'all grow up in, it's all geared to make you a beta male. So if it's geared to make you a beta male, you have to now officially act interested as a skill until you fake it till you make it, meaning until you actually start to realize like, wait, hold on. Because a lot of y'all don't even understand like y'all are more interested in a woman's body than her actual brain. So that's the biggest thing that I've seen. Like guys don't understand why they're not attractive. It's like you're on there's something called mirror neurons. Mirror each other neurons. That's why I notice like, oh, if I'm talking to a chick but I act more interested in her, she naturally actually feel like, damn, like, okay, he really liked me, so now I'm about to turn up. So you activate. That's why my product is called Escalate to Activate. If you touch somebody, it's been scientifically proven if you touch somebody, they feel like they like you. How is that possible? If I tell myself I don't like somebody and they say, how you been? What's up? They just made themselves so comfortable to touch me. Now, if you do the math, no one has touched me all week. So that naturally is going to be like, damn, that person made a connection. And that's what people don't understand. So physical touch is that serious, is that important. And so when guys just say I'm a dating coach, but then they don't talk about physical touch, it's kind of like they leaving a lot off. But a lot of that, I would even argue 98% of this shit is just physical touch. Like you could literally be a stranger. I had a stranger literally do that. The arm touch to me, probably like 2, 3 months ago, 4 months ago. Asked me if I had a lighter, and it just sparked up a conversation, and then actually just touched my arm while talking. And I'm like, damn, that actually made me feel like I nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like after it was all said and done, I'm like, and that's what it is. It's like when you communicate with people, you gotta stop understanding. I mean, you gotta stop thinking that, man, like touching is like you're gonna be gone in handcuffs or some shit. That's what I'm trying to tell guys and shit like that. So, prescripted riz. When you premeditated riz means before I go on a date, I'm already telling myself, yo, Will, you're not going to be dumb as fuck and just wait until the date and then think you know what the fuck you going to say at fucking 40 minutes of a date or 25 minutes into a date. Like, you know that from experience that you're going to be winging it like a motherfucker on that motherfucking date. So that's what I'm saying. So y'all gotta have setups. You gotta have a setup for the kiss, setup for the touch, setup for the riz, setup for the location, escalation, moving from this location to that. I call it the trifecta. You move her however many minutes when you feel like you're done in the first area, move her to another area, location. Then you vibe. Maybe y'all are getting smoothies at this point. Y'all vibe. Have some fun, flirt, tease her more, whatever. Move her to another location. And then hopefully back to the spot, back to your crib. After you hit the trifecta, you moved her to multiple locations. Hopefully you could get her back to the crib. My spot's right, right around the corner, blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? If you want to come back or hit her with the infamous, hey, you coming back with me, right? I told y'all about that shit, man. Shout out to the pimps who they don't ask questions, man. They insinuate. That's what pimps do. So, yeah, you coming back with me, right? That's more attractive and sexy. And I'm telling y'all, understand that you have to set this shit up before you go talk to the bitch. Why do guys think that they just gonna have some game magically appear in their lap? Have money ever magically appeared in your lap? Have fucking you ever wanted a box of chicken and it just popped up in your lap? Like, no, you gotta actually try and put one foot in front of the other and say, yo, how am I gonna get this chicken? Because I want some chicken today. You know what I'm saying? You have to do that. You have to be the type of person who puts one foot before the other foot. And that's what women find sexy, unfortunately. Because I say unfortunately because guys are not guys anymore. They don't want to put no foot in front of nothing. They just want to actually just get pussy and beat their meat. So so it's delusion and not logical at that point. And remember, women can be delusional. Guys can't be delusional. We can't afford to be delusional. We don't get nothing in society. The only thing we get in society for being delusional is, yeah, you get money if you're delusional because your confidence could be delusional. But everything else, when it comes to like, oh, I want money, motherfucker ain't gonna give you no money. Oh, I want a bad bitch. So do everybody else. Oh, I want a car. I want a Tesla. Oh, okay, motherfucker. You tell somebody that, it'll make them more mad than actually for someone to wish you to get the shit. So it's like you gotta actually be that person to put yourself in that position. And even when it comes to a woman, you gotta think about it like this: a woman really don't like a woman like you. She gotta want to give you whatever it is. You see what I'm saying? So like that's something that you gotta understand. You can't look at it like, oh, like, it's the same thing. Like, and here's the crazy part: it's not like a bribery thing. It's you being sexually attractive. Those are two different things. I watch a lot of different dating coaches, and I respect certain ones because how they come across. They're letting the woman know early that I want to do something like, sexual, and the woman ain't, you gotta understand, depending on how you coming across, she can either be feeling it or not. She can either be feeling it or not, and that's kind of what I'm trying to say, man. And your momentum gotta matter to you. If your momentum is weak or short, then she gonna lose respect, bro. Cause you gotta have momentum, and you gotta have the momentum, bro. Momentum is important, and that's why I say premeditate some of the moves. Premeditate some of the moves because momentum could mean a lot, man. It could mean a lot. And I still got this vape. I still got this vape. I'm not gonna lie to you. I still got this vape. But momentum means a lot, bro. It means a lot. And that actually, in my opinion, connects to your self love and how much you love yourself. Like, why am I gonna get on a date with a bitch and not know what to say? Don't that connect with how much I care about myself? Like I said about going to a interview and not knowing what to say, or getting in a rap battle and not knowing what to say. Presentation, presentation. Doesn't make a chick say, "Oh, I had fun. I liked him. He was cool." That's the bare minimum of what a chick can say about you to make her want to see you again or want to vibe with you. But it's really everything. Women don't give a fuck about no looks. They give a fuck about energy. Oh, he acted like he was into me. He acted like he liked me at least. Like other niggas be acting weird. Like they don't even know if they like me or not. You know what I'm saying? And y'all will be surprised how far that goes on its own. It's like the simple things in life. You know what I'm saying? It's just the simple things, and it's like if you're not hitting the simple things, the basics, like my principal or my principal at Job Corps will always say, all you guys got to do is just do the bare minimum. Just do the bare minimum. He would hang on those words every time we would have a meeting. All you guys got to do is just do this and do that. Come on now, it's just the bare minimum. It's like he wanted to see us win. And he understood that, like, yo, you don't have to be this big, good person at this school. You just have to do these things and you're going to make it through. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, that's what I'm basically saying. Have a couple lines, a couple stories in your pocket. And when you cross paths with the chick that you approached earlier that week, all you're doing is reminding her why again. Why, like, okay, when I approached you, I was letting you know I'm that nigga. But now that you've chosen to step into the ring once more again, I'm gonna knock your ass out one more time. You see what I'm saying? With this game, I'm gonna show you the experience. You see what I'm saying? And that's what I'm saying. the experience. You can't show experience if you don't know what to say next. And you just trying to wing it because you feel like it's fake to have scripts. Okay, you feel. Isn't that feminine to feel things? See, you got to put what you think over what you feel. I learned in therapy, I'm not saying I'll go to therapy, but like from a therapist on YouTube, that there's something called feel think. A lot of people, they're not really thinking, they're feel thinking. So you think you're thinking, but you're really feel thinking. So it's when you have feelings about what you think. I mean, you have thoughts about what you feel, but you think it's just a, see what I'm saying? So you like, oh, I don't really like scripts because it makes me feel like whatever, whatever. And what's worse about society is if you tell someone that you are scripting your shit, motherfucker will tell you, oh, that don't really sound like you. That sound kind of scripted. Yeah, but when's the last time you got some pussy? Like, I want y'all to think about that. Whoever y'all going to ask y'all that, look at that person and realize they get no pussy. They don't. I know they don't. I swear to God. You feel me tell it? I swear to God they don't. I had somebody tell me that in the past. Oh, it was cool what you said. I'm reading what I said to the bitch. It was cool what you said, but it just sounded a little scripted. Oh, okay, bet. But that motherfucker wasn't fucking no bitches. He was trying to figure out who I was listening to, who I was getting the game from, respectfully. But I'm just saying, y'all gotta take a look at these people and really say. I tell y'all, go on 2 dates per week. See, the more you do, the less you tolerate bullshit. You like, nah, I know this nigga ain't get no pussy. Cause there's some people who seem like they getting some. So when they say something, you might actually might make it into your subconscious awareness. But no, don't listen to nobody, because if you're really going on 2 dates per week, or you're setting up dates, or you're approaching 5 to 20 women a day, bro, you don't got time. What's the word? Hagmash? What the word go? Like conversate. You don't got time to conversate with these niggas. And it starts to show. Oh, damn! I would have listened to this nigga if I wasn't doing if I wasn't standing on my shit and doing what I was supposed to do as a man. I would have been susceptible to that virus. Some nigga who don't get no pussy at all would have been able to tell me that what I said sounded scripted. Now think about that. Women secretly isn't every movie, isn't every rap song, and every poetry, isn't it all scripted? There's only a small margin of shit that's freestyle. And all the rappers that you seen freestyling when we was growing up, they was all rapping shit they wrote. But it felt like it was a freestyle. So when I'm taking a bitch through the motions and I'm making her laugh, this is the first time she ever heard that shit. This is the first time she ever heard it. And if you really got game, you could take the structure and you could switch up the thing to fit the woman. Say she got green eyes, and you saying something about a chick eyes at this point in the date, and you use this line a lot, but she got green eyes instead of blue eyes. But you gamed up, so you know how to ad lib this shit to where you make it about her and specifically and particularly, right? You know how to edit it to fit that woman. Or you just give a compliment instead. She's thick instead of about her eyes, but it's the same shit. Because it's not about the compliment per se, it's about the fact you're giving a compliment at that point, and she can soak that up all on its own. Because women are inherently selfish. Humans are inherently selfish. If you give me a compliment, that's one compliment I never had. Another one is another one on the board, subconsciously. So you can't let losers even chime in on certain shit. You just gotta understand they don't know what the fuck they talking about. And then I ain't gonna call them losers, but they uneducated people with opinions. You know what I'm saying? I hate those type of people. Like, you're uneducated, but you have an opinion. And unfortunately, the more uneducated a person, the more of a field thinker they are, meaning they're using more feelings, and the more likely they are to blur out an opinion, because that's what women do about things that they can't control or don't even really have full information on yet. And that's why I'm saying, bro, experience is really the leader in your life. Like, you have to go on dates, you have to talk to women, you have to get action, because at the end of the day, it's just experience, bro. It's nothing. Like, if I had to sum the game up in a nutshell, it ain't nothing but experience. But see, it's a little percentage that's is structure, and that's why I named this shit premeditated riz, because um, you could premeditate a lot, man, and because it's not about it. If I premeditate it, it's just a structure. But when I get in front of the woman, a lot of this shit gonna go off the railroads regardless, because a bitch ain't gonna say everything I think a bitch. I don't know. I don't know her, her family, her school she went to. I don't. She gonna say something. I don't know what the fuck, but I can reel it back to me leading the shit where I want to lead it to. But at the time when she just freshly say something I didn't expect for her to say, I have to say something that she don't expect me to say. See what I'm saying? So I have to match that energy on that, and then whatever, you know. But never being lost in the sauce. My opinion of being lost in the sauce is if a chick says something and it goes for longer than 5 seconds without you knowing what the fuck to say, you're officially lost in the sauce. Now it's okay for a little bit of seconds to go by, but you gotta be, first of all, you should be relaxed and chill. So like, you vibing. If you really don't know what to say, you really don't know what to say. Like, damn, I don't even know what to say back to that shit you just said. I ain't gonna lie. But that doesn't define me for the rest of the date. I'm not gonna get stuck right there and be like, oh, I don't know what to say for the rest of the date. I'm gonna just start thinking about what I'm gonna say else or some other shit. But I'm gonna know deep down, like, damn, you asked because she just said something and you didn't know, you didn't even acknowledge or even try to see what the fuck she was talking about. And so that's what I'm saying. When you got game, you have to premeditate certain things. And then you gotta think about escalation, physical escalation. You see what I'm saying? Physical escalation, verbal escalation, and location escalation. Those are the three escalations that will naturally pull out if she really trying to get shit popping or not. It's naturally gonna pull it up. And what you'll be surprised to see is that some want you, some don't. Even a chick that go on a date with you though, she can play a game or have some. I guess you know in the PUA community they call it last minute resistance, whatever. But like she can have some like whatever. But nah, bro. If a chick pull up to the crib or to a date, she is already signing up to say like, okay, I'm on the market, but like I'm trying to see like if you really got that game. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to say to y'all. So premeditated shit is actually something that I agree with, bro. I feel like guys gotta stop doing that because even stories like how you gonna tell a good short story to a chick like say you approach a chick and like you want to tell like a short anecdote or some shit. How you gonna do that if you haven't really like structured it that way? You're gonna talk to a stranger and tell a random story to a stranger. You an addition or an asset to the day. Like, oh, I'm bored anyway, and then I got this cute guy coming saying something to me, and he's making telling me a little story. Now it's kind of hitting. It's hitting on something. It's really about like you got to understand shades. Like gradients. Like it's a shade of like certain stories or certain small anecdotes or gambits really connect, and it connects not just to her but to the time frame and the situation. It might be 8 p.m. on a Saturday at Walmart. She ain't doing shit. She reaching for the Kellogg's. She ain't doing shit. You ain't really distracting her. You ain't really. But if you approach, excuse me, how you doing? Look over her shoulder. Excuse me, how you doing? You caught my eye and shit like that. You look good. Blah 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 blah. And you just wrap that shit up fast. But like I said, a woman who is very attractive might laugh or say something to what? Bring the situation into another department where now you have to actually think. And when you think, this is when you get challenged. Yo, Goo Wop, what's good, my guy? How you feeling, bro? My guy Goo Wop in the motherfucking house. What's up, brother? Yeah, man. My guy Goo Wop in this motherfucker, man. Tell it and Goo Wop in this bitch, for real. So, yeah, man. Um, that's how crazy it is. You got a word called liability, and then you got a word called asset. And each time you open your mouth, you're gonna fall into one of these. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. So if I'm at Starbucks and a chick is working, is the chick I know that work at Starbucks. She got back dimples. I approached her last year. I mean, she got back piercings. She works, wears the uniform, and she has back piercings, and she shows them on the fucking job. And I'm like, damn, that's crazy. Like how the culture literally will let women do that. Thank you for the lights. And then it kind of is like sexualized enough where you're gonna approach, and if you ain't got no games, you're gonna get cooked. So it's like it's really set up for the demise. But what's crazy is like all spirit, love, and warfare. So it's like for me, I really had to learn game, and like I said, man, you can't catch them all. I ain't Ash. So it's like, you just gotta sometimes use a chick telling you no as a question or inquiry of like, yo, like I know ain't nothing wrong with me, but like deeper than that, let me really just check because I know my game isn't Michael Jordan status. You know what I'm saying? Not yet. You know what I'm saying? So just by you having a clear thought like that, more logical than emotional, you gotta ask yourself, man, like this bitch working. You know what I'm saying? She's at work, to say the least. I stopped hitting on or trying to bag women in Walmart, women in Target that work that's working though. Like any chick that's working, like I'm gonna keep it a buck. Yeah, they on my shit list. You know what I'm saying? For real, for real. And that ain't like like actively on my shit list, but like they're just somebody I don't really mind them. Like I don't treat them like priority or what. Like a lot of people, you gotta understand, man. You gotta fucking understand how the world is working. I learned last year what's on limits and what's off limits. I still can approach a chick that's working, but those be the ones who really tell you no faster or tell you yeah and just never hit you back. Y'all gotta learn the skill of finding women that are on your wavelength. If I'm an entrepreneur, if I'm into nature, if I'm into other things, you have to find women who match your fucking conversation. So when I talk to a chick who really ain't really about that, but she like pina coladas, but that's as close to nature as she going. She work in Starbucks. She serve a fucking a refresher. That's a fucking wild berry. That's as far as to nature she's going. I'm not saying that she don't want to get crushed. I'm saying you gave her a window to make that decision. That's why indirect game might be a little bit more powerful, but being very direct is getting to the point where you're not wasting your time. They both mean something, but who depends who you talking to. If I'm talking to some chick and she works in Starbucks, she might be thinking like, I don't want to fuck with him because he might walk back in here, or I don't want to do this because this or that, or whatever it is. That is why certain women tell guys no is up for her, but it's not for me to know. It's for her to know, and it's for me to not find out. It's for me to move the fuck on like a man and never give a fuck. And never give a fuck. I'm when I say never, I mean never. I mean never. Anything out of my control, and this is why I feel like I'm like how can I say? Like anything out of my control, I let it be out of my. I let it be there. Like if it's out of my control, that's where it's at. Like I don't want it to be. Like I don't even want to become possessive like a woman or want to have control. No, that bitch said no. You feel me? Like since I was a youngin, if you said no, it was no. And since I was a youngin, the bitches wasn't telling me no. So yeah, hey, I don't feel like I need your validation. I don't feel it. I don't feel that way. So really, you don't know me. This is how I'm gonna take it. You don't know me well enough to tell me yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's like I remember my homie used to always tell me about the Big E. Yo, the Big E, that shit thorough, bro. It's a lot of good food there. They got they got fried dough. They got this, they got that. I'm like, I ain't never been there. So in the back of my mind, I'm really saying fuck the Big E. But I'm not telling him that because you the homie and you know you telling me some shit. So like that shit just gonna sit there in the back of my mind until I either get some of that dough, that fried dough, or something happens where I say, oh shit, I see what the fuck you talking about, bro. Like I experience the Big E. It's the same thing with women. Women are naturally cocky and they're selfish. So like, and when I say selfish, like they're full of themselves. So especially the prettier, but you gotta understand, like she don't know you. You just approach her for the first time. She don't know you, and you expect her to give a fuck, which is kind of delusional, right? So I had to really break that part of myself, man, because that shit wasn't cool. And like I said, man, I really don't give a fuck. You know, the true me don't give a fuck. Like, don't give a fuck. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, um, I believe I'm more of a player than I've actually been living up to. You know what I'm saying? I'm way more of a player than I actually been living up to. Um, and yeah, that's really what it is, man. So, and like I said, every time you open your mouth, you're gonna either bless a bitch day or not, bro. You gotta understand that shit. That's something a mind frame you gotta understand because you really have to have faith that every time you say whatever you're gonna say, this is why I say premeditated riz, because you gotta believe in your own material. That's really where I think it really boils down. You gotta believe in what you about to say. You gotta believe in what the fuck you about to say because you gotta understand that you live in a world full of people who want that same chick. And until guys realize that that's how the shit is operating, they're not gonna understand why it's important to really premeditate anything. They're gonna think like it's okay to just keep living in the moment, walk up to a bitch, say anything, sit there, wait for her to respond, and not even realizing that all your sub communication is being read by the bitch as soon as you do it because you don't know that you emit what's the word emitting you're emitting all of this energy on a subtle level that says like I want you, like you look good, you Spanish, you got little curls in your hair, you got the back piercings, anything that you subtly are seeing or witnessing in your conscious is going to come out through your emotional or through your subconscious by via body language. Like you don't even gotta say one word to a bitch sometimes. You just walk in, she's already thinking, I'm a pretty girl it's a chance that a motherfucker might try to get at me. So what really breaks their reality is when you don't give a fuck. And it's not like you doing it on some vengeful. You doing it on some like, man, listen, I got others fish to fry. Like I'm doing me. Like I'm learning life. I'm living my life, and I'm in love with my life, and I'm fixated on my life. I'm trying to figure out life, and life is my wife, and that's the first form of rejection to the bitch. Like so, like even though you and the bitch got no relationship, you know, secretly she will start to feel that there's a reason to look in your direction. And if she doesn't, you will not miss her because you never had her. So a lot of y'all got nothing to lose. Y'all only got the up to climb or to go up. You don't got nothing to lose. You never had her. So how can you lose? You never had the bitch. Never had her. You can only go up. That's why a woman will literally sit there in the back of their mind like, this dumbass nigga don't even realize he could be fucking all the bitches, but he want me. That's why I'm gonna reject him. That's weird. Why you want me and you can have it all? City to city, coast to coast, not every bitch, but like you can have, trust me, you can have a roster that makes you forget about that bitch. Hey, you get one chick, you forgot about that bitch. So that's what I'm trying to say. A lot of guys, they're not in the right state of mind. They think that women are power. They think of women as power. When you raised by mommy, you naturally think that. You might not consciously think that, but on a subconscious level, you secretly feel that women are somewhat powerful. And they might be. But when they feel like they're around a guy that's a guy, uninfluenced by women type of guy, then they're like, oh, okay. You know, they going into heat. Bro, your mystery. It's all about mystery. You know, it's all about mystery for me because I feel like mystery is an important characteristic, man, when it comes to getting women because that's what makes you hot. You know what I'm saying? That's what makes you hot. That's literally what makes a guy hot to a woman because it's like they know that this guy has a dark traits like masculinity, dark. Like you can't really figure it out. You know, he has the element of surprise. Two guys could say the same thing, but it's coming from this guy. I don't know. It's coming from that guy. It just come across. It hit different. So that's why I say every time you open your mouth, hey, you're either gonna be a liability or an asset. But I'm to the point where within the first 3 seconds, I already know where she's trying to place me mentally. So I can already see which line she's trying to. Hey, so if I start talking to a chick and I can tell she's placing me in the liability line, okay, cool. I'm good on you. I'm not even trying to do that because what is that doing if I keep pushing and she's saying I see you as a liability? It's making it like it's unbalanced. It's like she's saying like I'm too good for this nigga. But that goes against everything I believe about myself. Like, you feel me? Like, I don't see myself as underneath or behind or belittled or any of that. I see myself as how I see myself. I can't even put a definition on it. I just see myself as how I see myself. And that doesn't require me running behind no bitch. So we gonna have to call it truce or call a impasse. You know, we both met, realized that hey, I'm trying to treat him like this, and I'm like, oh wait, hold on, no, that we both call it truce because I'm not gonna continue to holler at you or even believe that you're beautiful. I'm not even gonna lie to you because at that point, when you really do the math on a logical level, that's all you had because in reality, if you didn't look the way you look, bitch, I would have never tried to get at you. So it's really a truce. It's really a genuine truce. It's not fake. It's not forced. It's not spiteful, vengeful, revenge. It's genuinely a okay. This ain't working. We're both mature enough to see that off the bat. No bullshit. And because I approach so many women, and because I understand the game to a certain degree, I just don't care. I have no attachment. And until you realize some value is over here, we're good. You don't have to realize it. I swear to God, you don't gotta realize it. Because remember, like I said, I didn't know you all my life. I'm 29. I have not known you all of my existence on this earth. Never knew you. And because I never knew you, you're this small. You're not even this small. You're nobody. You're nothing. So because you're nothing, how can I put her somewhere in my life? How can I place her somewhere? She's nothing, nothing, nothing. And that's why game works, because you know I love you. Love yourself more than you love that bitch. You bet. And this is what it's crazy, because I remember I would listen to people say shit like this. I'd be like, well, what the fuck? I understand it, but I wasn't really like. I guess I wasn't really thinking on that frequency, because I knew I love myself, but obviously, but it's like I knew it, so I didn't really think about it. If that makes sense, like I already knew it, so I ain't really think. But now when you really see how like the technical parts of it, like how it all fuses together, why bitches be trying to play niggas, because when they try to play niggas, they're coming from a I love myself standpoint. That's they're not playing. They're not saying it just to say it. They're saying like, nah, I think I'm better than that. I'm good, and that's cool. That's cool. But you're going off the first 5 seconds, which most people they feel like that's all they need, right? If your mom asks you what restaurant you want to go to, you want to try this place, that place, you only got the first out. You can only look at the outside of the building. You can ask her a couple things like, oh, what is it? Do they sell steak? Do they sell this? But you don't really know, because it could be a place that sells some shit that you hardly eat, but it hit different. Like when you eat that shit, is really good. Like I never really wanted to go to what's that shit called down the street? I forgot what it's called. Damn, it's some shit down the street. But my mom used to go there, and then one time I tried it, and I was like, yo, this shit's so good. I need it. I need it. And it's a couple places that I've been through that experience with, like literally. And that's what I'm saying. Like if you don't try it, you don't know it. Period. So you can't let a bitch who never tried your dick tell you, oh, you ain't that nigga, or oh, I'm good. Bitch, be good. Be good, bitch. Fuck you talking about? And not only be good, but shout out to the infamous pimp Cash. What's his name? Forgot his name. But he said, "Be good or be gone." Like that shit. That shit. I love them words. Like it's really real. It's only two streets when you got game. She gotta be good or be gone, and that is even with a stranger. When I walk up to you and excuse me, how you doing? And I know, okay, I might not have the best fit on. I know I'm trying to work on my clothes and work on my situation. But if you a real bitch, or you anybody who is actually, or I ain't gonna say a real bitch, cause like for someone else you might be a real bitch, but for me you acting like a strange bitch. So whatever you is, I ain't feeling the disrespect. Cause I'm gonna tell y'all boys something, man. Women are funny creatures, bro. Cause if you love yourself, but yet, like, you could have on a bummy outfit, whatever, but like, you can't let them treat you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't let a bitch treat you. You don't say, oh, fuck you, bitch. You don't do all that. But you gotta have the attitude of, I'm blessing your day, bitch. And when you think like that and you're not faking it, but you really, really, like your brain neurons really are wired that way, because you tell yourself you love yourself, and you don't just tell it to yourself, but you actually be putting action to whatever it is you think about yourself, or you framed your mind that way for so long that you had no choice but to grow that way, then you're not gonna feel so okay with somebody acting like you ain't, you don't matter, or shoot, be gone. Like, you ain't gonna feel, you gonna you ain't gonna. But see, I'm so egotistical now. I walk right away from a bitch if she act crazy. Because the crazier they act, the more you gotta realize that they're hurting on the inside. So you walk straight away, because when you walk away, you talk shit to yourself, not to the bitch. Because if you do that, then you a bitch. So you just walk away and you talk, damn, like, I gotta do the math. What I do? What I say to this bitch? What I think I did to make her? Damn. Maybe she just what? Maybe we just not compatible. Maybe, you put two and two together, but you be talking to yourself as you walking, either to the next bitch or wherever you going. And in your mind, you come up with some dope shit. Okay. Because at the end of the day, you got to realize that there is something out here called the devil. It really just is. And it's some people who, if you got a positive spirit and you out here approaching bitches with confidence, it's certain women who see that and they like, okay, I'm gonna target this nigga. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying they all think like that, but there's certain women that got that type of spirit. I'm not gonna say mindset, because then that'd be like, oh, how you know her mind? I don't know her mind, but the spiritual warfare is actual, factual. And a woman is a weaker vessel. So if a woman been hurt by guys and you come and try to approach, and you don't even know what her day was like, so it's so many variables that you just gotta just blame Satan, because you just gotta blame Satan. Just like if something good happened, you blame God, blame Satan, because you can't take responsibility for how a fucking, because she a grown ass woman. That bitch know better than to do that shit. It had to be the devil. It had to be. Something happened, either traumatic or whatever. Because I don't been rejected by a bunch of chicks, and these chicks will nicely let your ass down nicely, and some chicks will grumpily, or some chicks will do what's worse than even grumpy, in my opinion. They will actually talk to you and give a little banter, and they say, oh, I'm okay. To me, that's the most disrespectful shit, that some, because they wasted your time. They made you feel like there was a little investment. But see, like I said, when you got game, you got to understand that you don't get treated like that no more. You just don't. Because you become an investment. You become an investment. When you can make her smile, and you're not dancing like a circus monkey, but you're actually saying something. And see, you got two different types of guys, and I notice it because I've been on both spectrums at one point. You got the effectual man, the man that can affect you, and the man that can't affect a bitch. Two guys can have the same intention to go talk to a bitch, but one guy is not affecting or touching. He's not touching her, not physically, but I'm saying whatever he's saying or whatever he's trying to say, it's not touching on nothing. And then the other guy, he's hidden on certain emotions or feelings, and he understands the power of his mouthpiece, and he understands that sometimes you have to slow down. You have to slow down. This is not Life is not an overnight success. And I think that sometimes I have to slow myself down too, just to realize, like, bro, you're 29, but you're still young. And not only are you still young, somebody, I'm old, but to me, I'm fairly young. But not only that, but like, I ain't been learning the game, but for like what, 5 years, 6 years, like, and like that's a long time, somewhat, but not really. It's enough. It's enough to learn something, but it's really to a point where um, these women that's 30 or even the ones around my age, like, bro, they're really seasoned, bro. Like niggas been slamming they shit. You see what I'm saying? You gotta understand that. Niggas really been slamming they shit. So because of that, they're moving in such a way that if they have any scornness or hateful inside of them, it's really gonna be ready to come out fast. And if they're a good person, they're gonna really be a good person. And so when you know it be black and white a lot, but it be a lot of again I think every little detail matters. Frequency really do matter too. Like I said, sometimes you approach or you talk to women that are good, and then you go talk to a woman that is kind of like shitty, and then your mind will fast track onto that woman and affix to what, and then you forgot about all the bitches that was just telling you, yeah. Like I said, that gotta be the devil. 'Cause that's a nightmare. You know what I'm saying? To a player, that's a nightmare. To focus on what isn't working. Like, why the fuck? Sometimes you gotta sit back and ask your mind, like, why do I think like a fucking dweeb? Why would my mind fast track to what I can't get? Ain't that a loser? Why would my mind be like, But you gotta realize that this shit ain't overnight. Your mind has to be changed, just like church. Renew your mind. Your shit gotta be changed. Your shit gotta be changed to be a player, bro. You gotta when you get rejected by a bitch or a bitch play with you, you gotta look at that and laugh. Oh shit, she crazy. I did that the other day. I didn't get rejected, but a bitch damn near tried to say some crazy shit to me. Oh yeah, nah, I ain't writing her back. This is a waste of my time. I'm good, but that should be every day. You good on a bitch every day. Bitch can say some stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? That ain't nothing new. That's some regular shit. A lot of y'all ain't even dubbing bitches. You gotta be dubbing bitches. Yeah, we could get dubbed, but we can dub bitches too. See what I'm saying? It does not have to be a shit show. You don't always have to be running behind these hoes. You know what I'm saying? You don't even have to really give a fuck about these. But see, you're a dating coach. That's a contradiction. I'm gonna end this video soon, but I'm gonna talk about competition real quick. The last thing you want on your roster, the last thing you want on your fucking roster is competition. I met a chick the other day. She was sweet, sweet girl. Now, when you size her up to all the bitches that I was talking about, you really gotta say to yourself, there's different types of women on the planet. Sometimes when niggas talk about game, it can feel as though motherfuckers is talking about all the bitches. And they will literally get you to feel as though they know all of the bitches. That's YouTube for you. Motherfucker don't even get no bitches. But he made you feel like he met every last one in all 50 states. He don't get no bitches. but he telling you. But to this chick you just ran into, you was nothing more than a mere asset. You were not a liability. She did not treat you like one, even if you was one. She gave you power. She didn't give you power, but she allowed you to be who you are in your power. She didn't try to stab at your shit. She didn't try to poke at your shit. That was not even in her makeup. That's not who she was. There was zero competition. There was zero competition. There was more collaboration in her body, in her bones. She was nice. Competition is cyanide poison to your game. Competition is what people make it seem like, oh, it's cool to be when you grow up in high school, it's all about competition, it's all about sports. Yeah, but anything that thrives is not in competition with each other, it's in collaboration with each other. Like your body. If your heart was competing with your brain, nigga, you wouldn't be okay. It's collaborating, it's feeding each other. If you really want to get a bitch, all you gotta do is figure out the ones that are fucking in competition with guys, and exit stage left to all of them bitches. And just when you got a chick and you're texting or you're talking and you can tell that this chick is a more of a nature, a nurturing nature where she actually wants to see a nigga eat, want to see a nigga, you know, and somewhat if she has any type of a yielding nature. You gotta ask yourself, are you capitalizing on that bit? See what I'm saying? AKA, are you talking to her? Are you calling? Are you trying to see what's up? Are you trying to make shit happen? Cause sometimes you so used to dealing with trash that if you get something that's actually good step in the picture, you really can't. You really don't feel like you deserve it no more. Cause you so beaten up. You've been dealing with too much trash. So this is a wake up call also in this video. That you gotta be able to, you gotta be the type of nigga that's so cold. You gotta be so cold with this shit. That you don't get fixated on nothing negative. That's a true master of game. A true master of game. And he knows if I'm the type of person who, like, if you're anybody like me, you thrive off of, you have to have a good energy. You have to have good energy. I ain't saying I have to, because I got so good that I can actually be in a fucking low vibration and still holler at bitches. But you know that's not something that you prefer to do if you anything like me. You gotta actually set up yourself to be eating right and moving right and being a good spirit. Because you gotta actually understand that that's a part of your game. For other people, that ain't a part of their game. They can eat McDonald's and just still go, you know, they feel regular. For me, if I eat too much low vibration, then you know, I might fuck around. Like, even if the bitch still on me, I might start thinking, damn, I don't feel, you know, I feel weird. I ate some, I can't think. I've been doing, you know, even with the vape shit, can have me thinking, having bad dreams and shit. But I'm saying, like, get rid of them competition bitches. They gonna spoil your shit. They gonna spoil. They gonna spoil your next level. If you let one chick in and she's about that bullshit, she's gonna she's gonna make she's gonna mark you to where when you try to talk to another bitch and the other chick might be a good one, she gonna be like, damn, I don't know what it is, but I ain't really fucking with this nigga because you ain't in the high vibration because you got one chick around you who or you let her even talk to you or got her phone number or whatever it is, you got her and she's saying stupid shit. And by someone even communicating stupid shit to you can be highly effective and damaging. And it could signal to you that you're the type of guy to take bullshit from people. If a chick is challenging you, just laugh it off. Don't write her back. And if you write her back laughing, you crazy. Blah blah blah. She keep going. She keep insinuating that she's trying to look for something. Just don't write her back. That bitch will move on. I'm telling you, she ain't got shit going on, but she gonna move on. You just gotta understand that with time, she's gonna move on because she ain't got shit going on. You dodged the bullet. You dodged the bullet. When you see a chick that's about competition, you dodge the bullet. And you are setting yourself up to run into a chick that's not about competition. So they really mad. They just not gonna say it. They'll sit back and wait. Cause if you come back to them and they know you want some pussy or something, they setting that up. Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. Don't be wanting a chick just for some pussy. Like I'd rather whack off. I'm good. Because at the end of the day, she'll rather play with the roles. In order to win the game, if it's a competition about who gonna be running shit. But bro, tell it. Did you just hear bro? I just said some, bro. If it's a game to be like, I know chicks that ain't even five. Bitches like a five. Bitches like a five, right? And highly competitive. I mean, it gets ugly out here. It gets bad. That shit get bad. My boy Teller said my structure will have me saying the following to women. This bottle of water on my table right now remind me of that guy who went viral for dunking his face on a bowl of water. One thing about me that involves that video is that I just see that video as a great marketing from a genius. So when I see people talking about it, I just can't help thinking that that guy planned all of this. Regarding me, I like market myself and who I am by. Whispers in her ear, snug, comfy, tight things I wear. Meaning I know who I am. One way I like to market I like to market that is whisper in her ear through what I put on. If you My bad, I'm trying to read, but this shit got me. Through on wait, put on if you know what I mean. This is just like how you like to market you assets to me by what you wear around me. Can you just explain that simply? Like, are you saying like what she wear is her way of like what she? Are you trying to say like what she wear has to do with if she sees you as an asset or a liability. Is that what you're trying to say? Bro, it's just like certain women, bro. You just gotta watch them. The more game you got, the less you gotta watch them because you see them from a mile away. It's like snakes, bro. We just don't go around them at some point. Like we learned that it's always a motherfucker getting eaten by a snake traditionally, or by a fucking panther or any type of predatorial. And some women are predators, bro. They just prey on guys. So you know, if you go around the bitch, she gonna find that fucking reason to argue. You just know, like this bitch, and then the proof be right there. As soon as you text and start talking to the bitch, she gonna say some shit so fucking stupid. And when you try to check it, she gonna act like this is a golden opportunity once in a lifetime to like create some type of chemistry through negativity. And you're like, man, I'm not even a negative guy. It doesn't make any sense. You're like, this bitch crazy, man. You know, the bitch could be 22 years old and just already just tarnished. Like, I'm like, man, I don't know why I got this bitch number on my phone, man. You know what I'm saying? But you realize, man, like, you really do. You realize that life is one of them things. It's a gamble, and you don't know who you're gonna run into in your early stages of learning the game or whatever. And you gotta realize that it's really a numbers game. But the problem with it being a numbers game is that the more game you got, oh shit, the more game you got, the more of a, it's still a numbers game, but it's still a numbers game. It's like a gumball machine. Like imagine you ain't have to put a quarter in there. You could just keep pulling the leather like this. So you get a purple one, right? Purple means like sour, like the bitch is sour. You're like, damn, why I keep ending up with sour bitches? You realize, like, damn, maybe I'm a sour bitch. And I'm just like, nah, but you do realize that, like, man, maybe something, you gotta realize when you didn't have no game when you was growing up, that's a form of trauma. That's a form of trauma. Because especially if you still feel like you're a good looking guy. Cause you're like, man, like why it seem like when you don't got no game, you're gonna settle for women that are like less than like the baddest bitches you could have actually been fucking with. And when you do that, you know what's gonna happen is these bitches got character flaws too, and they don't even feel like they self esteem. They don't even feel like they should be with you. Sometimes they don't even feel like they deserve you. And because of that, you're not really performing at your top level, and that's traumatizing, subtly traumatizing, because you know as a man you should be dealing with the baddest bitches that you could possibly deal with. So it's traumatized. It's a form of trauma. So when you let a bitch around you and she's complaining and you like you're not even bad. That's more. It's more pointing at you. Well, why are you talking to this bitch? You know what I'm saying? I'm whispering sexual innuendo shit into her ear also. Okay, okay. I'm psychologically positioning myself higher than her by saying the shit she wear is for me. She gonna fall into my beliefs. Okay, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying with that. I see where you're going with that. That's what you're saying. You really doing, or is that what you're saying that you're? Is that like what you're saying to me that you're about? Like that's the way you do shit, or are you saying that that's something you just did recently, or you telling her what she wearing is for you? They kind of dirty talking to her a little bit, a little dirty talk. A little dirty talk. It don't hurt. You know what I'm saying? You know, I think the word game is something that's funny, cause like it'll make you think like game. We see games through like consoles like Xbox. And we see the game like right that way, but we also know that it's like layers to the word, like extra meanings to it. But like, what you call it? We all know like gambling and like it's a bunch of different games on Earth, like playing cards. Oh, that's your structure. Okay, okay. I feel you, bro. So, cause even what you just said about the dirty talk shit, it kind of made me think like, damn, you made me think about one of these chicks I was dealing with last summer or something like that. And it just didn't happen. Like I just never crushed. I never crushed. But she was, she walked over, walked all the way to the crib one day. And she lived like on a couple blocks over and shit, far enough to where the walk was far as fuck, and it was hot as fuck. But she walked all the way over to the crib. Like this is like when I first started this channel too. And motherfuckers just it's weird to look back. You know what I'm saying? To look back at, cause like you can learn game in a day. Like if you talking to the right motherfuckers, like you can learn some game in a day. And it's like it's weird to think about. I'm gonna put it like this: depending on the level of interest of the bitch, or see, it's tricky because it's you got the level of interest of the bitch, but then you got also how much work have you put in? Because some guys think like I shouldn't have to put in no work. The bitch should already like me, which I believe that's the most confident way you could think. But even if you think that, for a nigga who just walking in through the door who trying to learn game, it's a healthy mindset, of course. But we all know whatever sport or whatever thing we're doing, the craft sport, whatever it is, you gotta earn your ability to think like, oh, I'm Stephen Curry with this shit. You know, Stephen Curry with the shot. You know what I'm saying? You don't just say that. You know, um, that's a obviously still an attractive frame of mind, the most attractive frame of mind, I would say. But it's still a yang and a yin there. You still have to understand how to actually. No one gonna call you Stephen Curry until they see you making shots. You could call yourself Stephen Curry, because no one can stop that. But you just reminded me like for me like no one validates me. No one says like, yo, Will, like I see that you get bitches, or I see this, or I see that. Like obviously like in certain schools I went to, in certain situations, it was like valid without me even think. I didn't even know. Like I'm just being myself. Like, but motherfuckers see what they see, they think what they think, and they ain't they people be seeing whatever they see. Like, and I'm in my body, and I'm in the situations to see like, yeah, you do got some bitches around you, and they do wanna like they would fuck with you. But in reality, it's like, bro, you ain't got no game though. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, like, and I'm thinking about it when I was back in school, like years ago, like, and even recently though, like, just to be honest, like, I feel like I've quantum leaped up with the game some more, and it's like weird to see how quick you can, you know what I'm saying? You could really leap and shit with this shit, but it's anything. If you into cars, motherfucker could quantum leap with this shit in like a week or two, just by him watching more videos and studying and figuring out what was his, the thing that like you said was structure. What was it in his structure that was off? You know what I'm saying? What was it? It could be his text game. It could be his confidence. You know, motherfuckers lose confidence every day. You know what I'm saying? Until you get to the point where you're really a man and really mature, where you just don't lose it no more. But for a lot of niggas who young, they ain't never really had it. They just had beginner's luck confidence. They ain't really have the self-proclaimed true confidence, and that come with experience. And that's what I'm trying to say. Like, um, motherfucker can't validate you. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker can't validate you. Like, that's why I said like a bitch really can't validate you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta be valid, and the validation come from self. You know what I'm saying? It really do, man. It really do, because a bitch gonna say anything to not open up her legs to you, bro. Like, no cap. So ain't nobody gonna trick you or fool you more than somebody who don't, you know what I'm saying? Who about to add on an extra body to their shit. So it's like you gotta be um, intelligent and experienced. Those two things, experience and intelligent. Because you gotta read the room. You gotta have experience to know that, okay, I don't been here before. I know what the fuck is up. You know what last minute resistance is. You know what, you know, if the bitch walking all the way from her crib to your crib, she got on leggings, bitch trying to get fucked, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it'd be things like that a motherfucker will question when they ain't got no game. They be like, man, she had on leggings. She must have been trying to fuck. But they won't be sure, right? They won't be certain that the bitch was trying to fuck. And it'd be little shit like that that'd make a nigga not have no fucking game. Like, or like I just got done saying, if a chick is willing to meet up and go on a date, and I'm gonna give y'all even a worse and better example. That I say worse as in better. Like, a chick could say I got a boyfriend, but she's still talking to you and still having big conversation with you. Now, can't nobody tell you, none of your homies can't tell you she like you. If a nigga really love you and he really got bitches, he might tell you like, yeah, she might like you. But like, any of your homies who ain't really fucking bitches, they can't tell you that. Damn, bro. So it's a lot of situations where you have to see it through for yourself, and you have to actually, and this is beautiful though, because again, it's you, yourself, and you and the bitch. You know what I'm saying? And you have to actually talk to the bitch. You have to see what works, see what don't hit, don't work. You have to also understand social dynamics, because a bitch might like you personally, but when she around her friends, the bitch might act different. You see what I'm saying? So I feel like guys gotta understand that it's not just one sided, you know what I'm saying? Women change, people change, shit, you might change. You start getting more bitches. You don't even want that bitch no more. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I think when it comes to like, uh, what you call it? Like, yeah, when it comes to a bitch trying to fuck with you, you gotta look at it like a window of opportunity, or window of option, whatever one you want to call it, but a window. And you gotta look at it like, damn, this is a moment in time where I I got this bitch right now. You know what I'm saying? And uh, what you gonna call it? Like I used to tell my homie when we was growing up, like you gotta get it while it's hot, cause that bitch might not, y'all might not be fucking with each other a month after that, or even a week. So you got sometimes you gotta live in the moment, man. You gotta, and that's why it's so fucked up. Cause in order to live in the moment, you gotta be confident. Because if you're not confident, you're gonna actually overthink, and then it's gonna take you out of the moment. So to have game is to have game. So those who have game, they get more of it because it's like those who get rich, those who are rich get richer type shit. And those who don't got it, they just get weaker. There's a few people who transfer from weak to strong. You see what I'm saying? But 90% of them niggas already believed in themselves subtly anyway. They just had to really realize like you said, the structure. They needed some structure. So a lot of time we seeing a nigga go from being Kyrie in college to being who he is today, or Kevin Durant in college, or D Rose in college to who they is today. And we think we seeing, but no, the motherfucker already was a GOAT. He just had to really just get on the right team or get on with the right coach. Motherfucker already was a problem, but who gonna, bro? You could be that nigga in your neighborhood and niggas ain't gonna say that shit. You gonna like, yo, this nigga got all the bitches. Like some niggas will say it, but a lot of niggas ain't gonna say that. But I'm saying like, you gotta you gotta be your own cheerleader, bro. You gotta be your own thought process because motherfuckers is not gonna validate you. Motherfucker ridicule you, but they won't validate, and especially a bitch. I'm telling you, if you around the right group of niggas, they will. But a lot of bitches ain't gonna do it because they just ain't. They just ain't. You gotta be understanding that, bro, because it just is what it is, bro. I love when somebody I listen to always say, "Don't seek validation from a woman." I think Telly, was that you yesterday? You said you from the DMV. I think it was not Telly. I think it was somebody else yesterday. Nah, yeah, it was Chrome that I was talking to. But yeah, man, you gotta understand. If you got a date coming up that you about to go on it. Just go on it. Or if you about to get on the phone with a bad bitch or a chick that's fuck bad, I don't like that term because that shit is weak. You about to get on the phone with a chick that has aura. Like this chick is a different type of chick. She's a natural type of chick. You know her shit smell like fucking tulips or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Her shit smell like tulips and roses and shit. And she just a different type of chick. So you about to get something that other niggas ain't probably never gonna be able to get. Just to be frankly honest with you, bro. You gotta really understand that you not them. You gotta understand that. That's a different type of comprehension. Because you want to be like your bros, you want to fit in with your bros, but that's gonna cost you because it's inorganic. Because if a motherfucker can't give you your flowers, that's not your bro. You see what I'm saying? And that's what a lot of times be holding a lot of the brothers back. It be people they don't really want to see you eating for real. So they just motherfucker see something, motherfucker won't like it, a motherfucker won't say nothing after that. They won't validate you, they won't hype you, they won't, yo, that really was this, bro, da 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 da. It's a select few who think like that, bro. It's a select few. Birds of a feather flock together. So even if you're a good person and you're hanging around that company, eventually, you know what I'm saying? So you gotta really seek out good friends. Seek out good friends who challenge, but in the right way. And when I don't even like the word friend, I'm not gonna lie. I don't like the word friend. I like the word wingman or um, I don't like the word friend at all. I don't even like. I don't think friends are really. I don't think friends are really real. I don't think friends are friends. Yo, what's up, Red? How you feeling today? What's going on with you? I don't think friends are really. I think friends. You know, they say if you break the word down, it ends with the word end. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up. That's what's up. I'm just kicking game, man. Welcome to the chat. Go ahead and sub up, subscribe, man. Lock in. Learn this game. But friends rhymes ends with the word end, and that signifies that it has to come to an end. But the type of love that you have for yourself, it does not end. I got betrayed by my friend, exactly. But you would never betray yourself. Even if you did, it would sincerely be an accident. That's different type of bond that you have with yourself. And just knowing that you just can't afford that type of situation. And so when it comes to choosing a woman, he stole my $5 in school and called me a loser. Damn, that's fucked up, man. Nah, but you have to genuinely have self-esteem, and that's why I say everything I say today, man. Because when you about to do anything, and you about to go meet up with a bitch, like motherfuckers ain't clapping for you. Also, reach to rotten smoothie is fire. Also, reach to rotten smoothie. What does that mean? React to rotten smoothie? This shit on Kevin Durant. It's on 26. Yeah, so when you a cold motherfucker at life, thank you for the likes, bro. Hopefully you subbed up. When you a cold motherfucker at life, you do what you do and you just dip. You don't complain or explain. Shh, man, that's very poetic that I just said that. You don't complain and you don't explain. You really gotta charge this shit up, put the shit on the charger, bro. We really smoking something that we shouldn't be smoking. But it's is it only me in the stream? Yeah, you and tell it, a OG that been here for some time. By the way, name me a car for in edit. Toyota. Or Tesla. But yeah, no, you gotta really have what is called self-esteem, and I think that that's what it really boils down to, man. That's what women really want, and I bet that. What is self-esteem? You know what I'm saying? It could be depicted many different ways, broken down many different ways. But what I would describe self-esteem is is when you're around a chick, and I'm talking about in that type of situation. You're around a chick and she understands that this motherfucker don't give a flying fuck about me. Right? He cares about himself. That's self-esteem. I mean, I know it's a simple, dumbed down definition, but you gotta dumb it down because you say all this crazy shit, motherfucker walk away and don't know what it mean. It mean you care and love yourself, bro, unconditional. You're unmovable, unswayable, untrickable in that area. That's what it is. This shit kind of charging fast. It don't get more natural than that. It don't get more natural than that. It don't get more natural than that. Um, when you love yourself, you give a woman a compliment. And what happens is if the word give, I'm giving you something. If I'm giving you something, I'm expecting you to receive it, right? Why am I expecting you to receive it? I want you to receive this that I'm giving to you. Because I love myself. If I give you something, it's just as special because it's coming from me. It's intimate. It's coming from me. Intimate, right? Means special. And if you find what I give as useless, that means you've officially under or devalued what it is with your opinion. Whatever your opinion is fine. You got the right to have your own opinion. But the way that I rebuttal to that reaction to the way that I rebuttal to the devalue is going to send a shock or to the person. Once a person, anything that values itself, like a clam with a pearl inside of it, opens and closes. It's like a window of opportunity. If you don't get that pearl, you may never get that pearl, whatever. That's how I feel about me trying to talk to you. When I was in high school, I was young and naive. I probably would spin the block a couple times to try to see about this bitch. But that's not self-love. That's ignorance. Naivety. It's no self-awareness. Self-awareness equals accountability. The word accountability is broken down into the word account and able. I'm able to account. I have an ability to account. I'm accountable. Accountability. Like that pearl, that fucking clam that closes and opens. Showing that it's special without having to tell you. It just is. It's just doing it. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. It's just doing it. A bitch will never know. She'll never know. A lot of women aren't supposed to know if you're special or not. They're not supposed to know. If I drop a number one hit smash song, do I care that you don't know? Does it make sense that I care that you don't know? Especially if you're a stranger, do I care that you don't know? Who are you for me to care that you don't know that I made a hit song that everybody else in the world know and can see? So value is not always seen. It's not always seen. So how can I expect the woman to be, how can I expect the woman to see? I can't expect the woman to see how that I can't. I think that the message with dating is getting kind of like screwed up because guys expect a woman to see something that they can't see with the naked eye all the time. Because right, if the value is inside of, it's inside. It's inside. A woman has to realize like this guy is actually very important. Sometimes they don't see it off the rip. This is my opinion. Some people, like I said, some people think, oh yeah, if she don't see it off the rip, then that bitch ain't gonna see it. I think it depends who the bitch is, you know? Because some bitches is really ignorant. You know what I'm saying? Some people, it really take them more time to realize certain things are important or mean something. You know, at the end of the day, you're a pearl regardless, if that's what you believe about yourself. If you don't believe it, then just say that. You feel me? If you believe it, you believe it. You don't have to say it. You just have to be it. You have to do you, right? Every day. That's what you do. You do you. You do a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. Eventually you, damn, I done came a long way. I did a whole lot of nothing, it added up to something. Or I did a whole bunch of little bit of something and it added up into something great, you know? But one thing you realize throughout the journey the whole way is that ain't near a bitch gave a fuck if you made it up that mountain or not. They didn't care. They ain't got time. They don't care. They ain't sitting around hoping you succeed or don't succeed. They just, if you do it, you did it. You know, and that's attractive to us. So you did it, that's fine. But if you don't win, what skin off my back is it? It ain't just women, it's family members who look at you like that. It's people who look at you like that. So when you trying to develop a skill for yourself, when you trying to develop what we call game or whatever it is, whatever type of game or skill or sport or craft it is, you gotta want it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta want that shit. Because if you know you want it deep down in your heart, you know you want some shit, right? Motherfucker can't move you off that shit. Because you gonna do it regardless. If it's in you to do it. if it's in you to do it, you're gonna do it regardless. And I think that's something I had to see. But the vision is blurred because you ain't never did it before. It's called inexperience. You got inexperience, you got blinders on mentally, right? Sometimes being blind is better than seeing because what we're seeing every day is the same bullshit, and it's enforcing as within as without, so within. If you see the same shit, the inside stays the same. You know what I'm saying? So by being blind, having the blinders on, you can see. You know what I'm saying? Through energy, actually. It's all energy, like. Hold on. It's a word called let go. Let go. Or a term called let go. Let that bitch go, man. If she ain't respecting you, if she don't think you that nigga, it don't take more than 2 sentences for a bitch to show you whether she gonna treat you like you that nigga or not. It don't take 2 years. It don't take 2 weeks. It take 2 sentences for you to open your eyes and see if a bitch gonna act like she got some common sense or she gonna act like she gonna try to flip some shit on you. Man, I'm about to drink all this juice, man. Fuck. You know what I'm saying? And your dedication is really yours, right? So if you ain't had nothing all your life, this is what I want y'all boys to realize before I go. Man, fuck these bitches because yeah, I speak game about women, but at the same time, the biggest lesson is to say fuck them because when you say fuck them, they here they come. Because let me show you something. You ain't never gonna own nothing in life. One thing you gonna own, go ahead and hit that subscription, the sub button. If you're gonna own your dedication, that's one thing that every human being came to this earth they owned is their dedication. How dedicated you are to what it is. That's yours. A chick gotta choose to be with your program. But your dedication to whatever it is that you decide, hey, this is what I want to do in my life. This is how I'm gonna move on this earth. This what I'm about. That's yours. That's your first child, damn near. If you ain't got no kids, you don't own shit. You ain't got no house. You ain't got no car. You ain't got no watch. You ain't got no. Your passion, that's yours. The shit that you passionate about, whether it be dating coach, lifestyle design, or anything else, that's yours. If you're gonna be possessive about something, be possessive about something that's actually gonna let you possess it. Cause these bitches, listen, some will, some won't. You can't catch them all. You're not Ash. You don't gotta catch them all. You don't gotta catch them all. You don't want to catch them all. So what's the issue? What's the issue? It's just energy. All this life shit, all this game shit, all this money shit, all this women shit. It's just energy. All this hair shit, it's just energy. if a chick really like you, bro, she gonna help you, bro. Not from a pity standpoint. Not from a pity standpoint. It ain't gonna have shit to do with pity. And what's crazy is you gonna confuse. You gonna be like, damn, is it pity? But it's like, nah, it ain't pity. It ain't pity. She just fuck with you, bro. Sometimes God'll do you a solid. Here, take this. I don't gave you too many traumatic bitches. Take this one. She one of the finer ones. Not talking about physically fine, but interiorly. Not saying she ugly, but interiorly. Let me see how you gonna treat this. Let me see if you really got game. Cause sometimes game is just appreciation. Shout out to Mr. Lucario, but I ain't even get this from him, but I remember he said that. But it really is. Even with money, if you can't appreciate having $100 in your pocket, nigga, you gonna go broke. Cause you gotta appreciate having 100 more than getting that pizza, more than getting that shit that you could cop with that 100. You gotta really have know the value of a dollar. You gotta know the value of a bitch. You gotta know the value of yourself to yourself, and that's the hardest thing guys can't do. You gotta know. You gotta love yourself. It ain't hard. It just take. It's a cultivation. You know, it's like something you do every. It's a lifestyle. It's not a fucking. It's not a fucking thing, choice. It's a lifestyle. It's not, oh, I love myself today. It's like, no, you motherfucker, we knew you was a bitch the whole time. You ain't gonna just stand up today. We bullying you today too. So it's every day learning how to be better. If you say you want to learn something, you gotta fucking do it. It's really no risk, no reward with life. That's really what it really is too. So if you ain't put no risk in your life purposely, sometimes you gotta purposely add that shit like as an ingredient. Like, okay, this month and I ain't seeing no real risk in this shit. Let me put some risk in this shit. Let me put a little bit. Cause motherfuckers hate you so bad in life, they wanna remove all the risk out of it. Cause that's the easiest way to screw somebody over. Cause nigga, if you don't, you gotta put that shit in your own life. You ever heard the saying, stay dangerous? You gotta stay dangerous. You know, women are attracted to that. Energy is everything. What can you offer a woman? What do you got to give, which is masculine, to a woman? The word give, I mean, that could be kind of interchangeable, right? Take and give and take. Which one is feminine? I believe giving is masculine and taking is feminine. Some people might say taking is masculine and giving is feminine. The word give means it sounds like you're yielding, you're giving in. But I'm not talking about that type of give. I'm talking about like a provider. Provider is now associated with beta male. But how is that true? The people who run the world provide all the fucking resources and shit to the fucking weak ass citizens, right? So like how is that the case? Masculinity is a overseer, over a god. I'm giving. God is giving. He ain't gonna take shit from you. He gonna give. Takers is like fucking parasites and fucking, ants. You leave some food on the ground. Here come these bitch ass niggas. It's like that's you know rodents and shit. Those are like little, but ain't nothing, no knock on them things. But I'm just saying, a true masculine guy is coming into a woman's life. He's swooping in and he's giving and supporting in such a way where that woman feels fixed on that guy. So that when he leaves, she naturally feels, damn, that motherfucker was the plug for all type of shit, all type of energy and shit. So just offering her, to make her smile, offering a joke. Do you got any jokes to make her laugh? Anything like that. But at the end of the day, like, what can you offer? Because at the end of the day, real game is knowing your flaws, your weaknesses, knowing your weaknesses, and knowing your strengths. And when you know those two things, you can really, uh, you really just got game at that point. Like you really can see. You got clarity, and you can lead. You can't lead if you can't see them two things. So you could give a woman, you could offer leadership. You could offer leadership. But there's many things that a guy could offer a woman. He just has to locate those things and actually put time into watering those things in his life. Simple. Why is it that a woman wants you when you don't give a fuck? Why does it have to come to this? No, I'm just, but for real though, why does it have to come to that? Why does a guy have to lose his marbles for a bitch to say, oh, as soon, well, when you give a fuck, cook. But see, all these guys, man, they can't control these bitches, man. And I know they ain't making her come. So it's just like, man, these guys, they're fucked, man. They're average, bro. That's the biggest thing that's going on. Average, 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 average. Like, how you gonna knock a bitch off her feet? You know what I'm saying? You gotta be coming with something, some thunder, man. You gotta be something else, dog. You gotta be unique. You gotta be some shit she can't catch. Gotta be a challenge. I believe in being a challenge, but like not like I mean, you could be cheesy with it a little bit. She's still gonna go for that shit, cause most guys ain't a challenge at all. But like I believe in being like a 50% challenge, like or maybe 70 or 80% challenge. Like the challenge is done with like fun in your heart. It's like fun heart. It's like lighthearted. It's not coming from a place of like revenge of the nerds or no shit like that. It's like nah. It's like let me tease this bitch because that's just what men do. Like you know what I'm saying? Not let me tease her because I can't get her. It's like nah. Let me tease her because that's just a sport that is what people that's healthy people flirt all the time. Scientifically proven healthy people flirt. Like let me flirt for the fun spirited sense of it. Like let me just do it. Let me get better. Let me work on my craft. You know what I'm saying? Let me not be weak. Let me not work on myself. Let me not work on myself. Let me be that way because again, man, it's called what they call it, personal power. You gotta have personal power. You got the other type of power, but you got personal power. It's like woman can't feel like she got control over you, man. Like if she could just tell you no, and then you're not gonna flirt with her no more. You're not gonna do nothing. You're not gonna cool, but she controlled you. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying if a chick don't like you, harass her. But I'm saying like you don't. It ain't even that deep. But just if you're gonna fuck with her, fuck with her. If you're not, don't come in with a clear. And that's why my product that I made recently, man, that shit is so crazy. I'm gonna call it V and H. V V VVH VVH. Yeah, VVH. That's the initials of it. VVH. One of my new products, VVH. Certain people know who it is. Like someone gonna watch this, they gonna know. Oh, I know what he talking about. But yeah, it's one of my new products I just made. That shit sums up what I'm trying to say, bro. Like a woman has to feel like a visitor to your stable, to your shit. She can't feel like, oh, I told him no, and now he's acting like a pussy, or he's acting like either or, like mad needy, or she can't push you nor pull you. Like that bitch can't do neither one. She just has to sit there and be a victim to. If you're gonna talk to her, you're gonna talk to her, and she gonna like it because the way you're gonna do it is not gonna feel like she got it's not gonna feel like she got really like an opinion on it because it's not. It's coming from you. It's not a shared collaboration. If I'm gonna talk to you, but I'm not gonna force no talk with you because it's too many bitches. And if it ever becomes a shared collaboration, cool, but just understand what come with that. I think a lot of guys, and then that's what I'm saying. A lot of guys, they're average. They get in relationships with these women. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna go far. It might work for whatever. Maybe you got some money. Like I said, maybe you're a provider, but you're not about to really just be that guy for real. Not for real, for real. You know what I'm saying? Not for real, for real. You need to drive a bitch crazy, man. It's real peas out here. It's real peas. Real peas. Not the rappers that say, "What's up, P?" But real pimps out here. Like not, and I'm not talking about. Oh, when you think of a pimp, something I bet, yeah, I think about the old black pimps. Y'all not thinking about the young guys that just hitting 35 right now or hitting 34 that been out in these 50 states that just been doing that you know bro, these guys, bro, they're way more experienced. So it's like don't let them get a hold of your bitch. You feel me? That's why those people motivate me, bro. Cause I be thinking to myself, man, my mouthpiece got to get better, there. Like you see what I'm saying? So I never feel like, oh, I'm at the top of the mountain or I'm this or that, I'm that. I'm like, nah, ain't no way. Shout out to Tupac, man. One of the greatest mouthpiece that we've ever seen. That motherfucker, I was listening to something earlier. I'm like, this motherfucker was nice. Sometimes you just gotta have one of them wake up calls. Like, this motherfucker was nice, dog. Motherfucker was nice, dog. Yeah, so yeah, poetry, learning that a little bit. But not only just don't. Yeah, man. Tell a short story on the bitch, man. If you tell a short story on the bitch, they love that shit. And you know how to tell it the right way. You know what I'm saying? You know how to weasel one of them motherfuckers in, and they love that shit. You know, you talk in front of a bitch sometimes, not to a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Because you trying to talk to this bitch like she's somebody. You know what I'm saying? Talk to another guy in front of the bitch. Showing and demonstrating that the bitch ain't important at all. You can't tell a bitch that she ain't important because women ain't gonna believe on shit like that. And when I say women are delusional, this is what I mean. Even if the bitch ain't important, she still thinks she important. The only way they humble and don't think that is when they genuinely are faced with a situation that forces them to understand that they're not important. Why you think guys that got women get more women? Does it make sense now? A guy that got women because they can see that I'm not important here. So let me try to be important here. But over here, I'm already his girlfriend. He already got me in the crib. I'm already bored. He really don't know how to fuck. It's a lineage of shit. Stacking up, stacking up, stacking up. Why y'all cuffing bitches? Unless it's a chick that's really like y'all gotta really vet and y'all gotta really scan a bitch. Like what? Like yeah, she might be freaky. You know, you could tell a freaky chick. You know, sexually. You know, okay. You know, she could get crushed, but a lot of chicks can get crushed. But like what? There has to be some other shit. I'm about to get off of here. I'm about to watch a video of somebody who I feel like just got into a breakup, and I'm like, man, this motherfucker, man. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, man, there's a lot of peas, real peas out here, man. Don't ever forget it, man. There's niggas who had games since high school, and y'all motherfuckers, we pushing 30 right now. Couple years, we gonna be 35, bro. I started learning game 5 years ago, 6 years ago. That wasn't that long ago. It feel a little long, but not really. 5 more years, nigga, 34. You know what I'm saying? Bro, by the time I'm 34, bro, I'm gonna have a lot more game, bro. And I'm not cuffing up no bitch within, a certain amount of time frame. I'm not saying it like that because you never know, but they're gonna have to be real right. You know what I'm saying? That's the only option. Real right. You know what I'm saying? Any little thing that's off, man, I can't do it. You know? And I'm done. I'm done downplaying. Oh, that's wrong. That's egotistical. That's this. That. Man, I don't care. I don't even let myself tell myself shit like that no more. That came from women. Women taught us that. Oh, be nice. Share with your. No, nah, fuck that. I ain't saying I ain't nice, and I ain't saying I don't share. fuck was that noise? Yeah, I ain't saying I ain't nice and I don't share, but it's on my terms, bro. Respectfully, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't like guilt trip. Women are good for guilt trips. That's why I say don't deal with a competitive woman. Fuck you guilt tripping a nigga for. You know I'm a nigga with nuts and testosterone. You gonna guilt trip me, turn me to a bitch. Make me feel guilty and shit. Make me peer pressure a nigga and shit. Now I'm saying shit, yeah, acquiescing and shit. What's the point of that shit? Ain't that disrespectful to the motherfucker? But, but, if you don't say nothing, ain't nobody gonna say nothing. If you don't stand up for yourself, you're cooked. Fuck you out here cuffing bitches for? You want some in-house pussy? Man, I learned my lesson with that shit. In-house pussy, that's a cop out. Okay, you got that, but you ain't elevating. You not growing. You just horny, but you not growing. Growth is emotional intelligence. When you get in a relationship, you get, if you're not mature already, you're gonna become less emotional intelligent because emotional intelligence comes from social dynamics, and so your social life, if depending on who you're cuffing, is gonna suffer. The bitch wanna lay in the bed all day and shit, man. Fuck that shit, man. You only live once. Watch what you doing. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to 3 people in here, man. Go ahead and hit that like. Go ahead and subscribe if you're new. It's game like Will, man. Um, it's late, so I'm about to get up out of here, man. And energy is everything, and that's all I could say, man. Thank you for the 10 likes. You know what I'm saying? Tomorrow's a new day. Today was Wilderness Wednesday. Tomorrow's Thoughtful Thursday. And on Thoughtful Thursday, you gotta ask yourself, what you got going on tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Fuck you got going on tomorrow, man. You ain't got no date, you ain't got no bitches. So what you got going on? This shit stuck to my face, bro. Shit, man. Thank you for the likes. 11 likes, that's a good number right there. That's a good number right there, man. Got these headphones, man. These shit blinking and shit. Y'all hear me? Got these shits, man. You know what I'm saying? Game like fucking Will, man. Game like fucking Will, man. You see what I'm saying? Like I said, man. Late night shit. Alright, man, I'm out this shit for real though. I'm gonna see y'all tomorrow or something, man.